This camper has electric jacks. You can extend them. Just like that. Don't put too much pressure on them because you can bend them. They're not for leveling the camper. They're only for stabilizing it. I also have a solar charging port. If you want to get a solar panel, you can plug it right into here to keep your battery trickle charged. In here, you have a lighted compartment. There's also a light switch here for lights on the front of the camper. You got two 30-pound LP tanks. They're both full. Right now this arrow is aimed towards this tank. It's feeding off this tank. It's showing as green in here, means there's LP in there. When this turns red in here, it means the tank's gone empty. You can switch it over to this tank here, turn this tank on and run off this tank and have this one filled. All right, you have an electric jack. It's got a light on the front. You have up and down. And if you lose power, screw this off and you can crank it by hand. You've got a 12-volt battery in here. Everything in the camper run off 12-volt except for anything that runs off 110-volt AC. So it's like your TV, the air conditioner, your outlets. But the furnace and refrigerator run off 12-volt. Refrigerator will light the gas on your refrigerator. This crank here is an emergency crank. It's for your jacks. If you lose power and your jacks aren't working, you can crank the jacks by hand with this crank. This is your hot water heater. The hot water heater run off LP or electric. If you want to run it off electric, there's a small switch right down here that you turn on. To light the LP, you have to do that from inside, and I'll show you that when we get in there. All right, this is your bathroom termination. This is where your sewer hose is going to connect to. This one here, the larger one, is for your toilet. The smaller one is for your gray tank, and this is from just the bathroom. And before you drain your black tank, you want to make sure it's at least 2/3 full or full, so it'll help push out the waste. You have a gray termination back here. This is from your kitchen sink and the outside sink. This is your power cord to it. You have an L-shaped one here. There's only one way this goes on. Put it on like that. Turn it to the right about a quarter turn and screw the cap on to secure it. All right, back here, this is the back of the refrigerator. There's nothing you have to do in there. That's for service only. Out here you have an outside shower with a sprayer, hot and cold water. My key's messed up, of course. Take care of that out. Okay, right here you have your city water connection. If you go to a campground that you have a hose hookup, hook right up to that. This is a freshwater connection. Put a hose onto it and you fill your freshwater tank if you're dry camping. And there's a pump switch inside to turn on. This is a black tank flush. This will flush out the black tank only from your toilet. You want to make sure your termination valve is open. If you leave the valve closed and you have water pouring in there and you walk away, the only place for the sewage to go is out the vent through the roof. Okay, here's your park cable connection. Go to a campground that has cable hookup. You also have a satellite connection if you have your own satellite dish you want to use. And this satellite hookup only goes to the living room TV. Okay, you have a bumper mounted grill with a hose. This will swing all the way around. These are just quick connects. One end will connect right under here to your grill. The other end connects right here. And this lever here is in off position. After you connect your hose, you want to turn this on. Your outside kitchen with a sink and a small refrigerator. The controls for the refrigerator are right here. You can also take your living room TV and mount it out here. You just lift the TV up and place it out here. You have a cable connection for the TV, an outside outlet.